Well, hey everyone, welcome back. Everyone, as if we have somebody who was waiting in the wings. Haven't missed much. Bailey Ober had a really nice first inning. Gave up a little blue pit. Carson McCusker's in the lineup, so I'm real excited about it. I just want him to do well. Say the Twins lineup is not looking stellar.
Not what
Jeffers
you
is
want to
still
see.
lead off. Jeffers is a good hitting catcher. Don't get me wrong, but like, I think his OPS is in the 750s, and he's very streaky to begin, even with that. So
Gotcha. Yeah, I was eating my ramen while looking through Twitter and found great stats on the Scooble start, which is yeah, it was fun.
ooh, all right, double the lead off. Love that.
There you go. Is there a little on the that side of target field? Is there a strip of sand where it's uh foul territory, or is it all in play?
Yes, I mean they have to because that's the warning track. They have
Oh,
to.
okay.
Yeah, it has to go all the way around. But I thought you were asking like the flower box does overhang right field a little bit,
Yeah, is
like
it much? Because it's hard to tell from
two
the.
or 3 feet. It's just like literally a
Okay.
flower bed.
Yeah. Tiger Stadium used to have that section in right field, which is just a big section overhang right field,
Yeah,
which was made a lot of artificial home runs that would have been flyouts.
yeah. I mean, if you ever see, it's a very specific home run in target field, but if you will sometimes see the 1 out of 30 on a home run, for right field, if it's like a third, like if the launch angle, it's basically just a pop up if the wind takes it. Target field is the only home run where if it just hits that flower box, they'll catch it, but it might happen once a year.
Gotcha.
But it's also, I think, like a 15, 20 foot wall. Hey, all right. Twins on the board, assuming Jeffers. There you go.
I
All
think I'm
right.
not. I think I'm hoping for the Royals here because I don't want the Twins to get too many wins.
Sweep, 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 sweep.
Though I will say I will hope for the Twins to win if they can sweep 3 games and walk off 3 games in a row. That would be really funny.
Poor Sam.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't feel bad at all, but like the Twins had no business winning that game yesterday. Like, genuinely didn't. They were down 4-0, and Cody Clemens actually tied the game up with a solo home run. But yeah, they were lifeless until the fifth or sixth. Oh, Carlos. I also like against Bubic, you have to score early. Like he has been
Yeah.
phenomenal this year.
He's been a high strikeout guy too, right? Or am I thinking one of the other
I mean,
Royals
he's just been
pitchers?
great. Like
He's been really good.
the answer is probably yes for anything good this year. No, no, disagree with that.
He didn't look like he went there. That's
I mean, unless the knob of the bat really went, okay, then I'll
maybe.
take it. That looked all right, fine.
There were a lot of those in the first 3 uh, games of the Guardian series where I'm like, did he go? I don't think he went, but they didn't show any replays a lot of the time.
Right.
It was annoying.
On single A now, they're now putting like a not a radar, but they're automating it. So if it's a 45-degree angle, they'll.
Yeah, I like that.
I don't. I do. I don't know how you because like players stand in the box differently, so I don't know how they're reading it. But I don't know. There's a reason it's at low A.
Yeah. Get rid of it's kind of like the same idea I have with like ABS. Get rid of the egregiously bad calls.
Yes.
Other than that, we can I don't care if it's like, oh, it's technically going over. Like that's dumb. But like get rid of the egregiously bad ones.
Yeah.
There was a really bad one. I think the Tigers ended up losing that game, but John Boy did a breakdown on it because it was Angel Hernandez. Torque got hit by a pitch on the hand while swinging, but it wasn't a swing. But Angel
Mhm.
Hernandez called it a swing, so it's non-reviewable. But if it had been hit by a pitch and called a foul ball, it would have been reviewable, but since he called it a swing, it, it wasn't reviewable. But he
That's
was,
weird.
yeah, it was, yeah, but like, and also he was hit by it, and he did not swing. It was,
Mm.
it was another Angel Hernandez.
Yeah.
I mean, what is
I don't think anyone misses him.
eye black thing? What is he doing with that?
He always does it. Normally it's like completely blacked out, but yeah, I don't know what the double
Is that?
sevens is.
It looks like he's got like yellow in between. I don't know. That's just the.
I think that's just his skin. I don't think.
Yeah.
Has
I didn't know if it was just the color contrast making it look weird. The angle.
I mean, maybe, but yeah, normally he doesn't have the clean streak in it. But it was a bobblehead day yesterday, and they had that design.
Oh, fun.
He just likes his eye black. Nice
Yeah.
tape voice. I'm really worried about him. He has not looked great in like his last, I don't know, 6 months of baseball. Very fun, very optimistic guy, but I don't know. Jonah Bride looks like me if I stayed playing baseball and shaved.
Specific set of parameters there.
Isn't it though?
Yeah.
Probably not a great thing for him. He's just like, he's been fine. He's been a decent pickup. He's just had a lot of singles. And that's it. No power, which I think in AAA, that's what he was known for, was his power. But considering he was an emergency, oh crap, we need warm bodies, then just fine. I mean, he's no Cody Clemens, but who's Cody Clemens even?
Yeah.
I do like that they're making Bubic work. He's at 17 pitches, one. Now it's double play away from ending, but one out with 17 pitches, I'll take all day. Oof.
That was a rough swing.
Yeah, it was. I think he was gearing up for a slider and just swung right over it. Was that a slider? What was that?
I think he was looking for more fastball. He was way in front of it.
Right. Harrison Bader somehow. Oh, get through. All right. All right. Got one. What do you think of the Twins, Twin Cities jerseys?
They're all right. I mean, I just think I like the more interesting City Connects. As jerseys, they're good, but like as City Connects, I like them to be more interesting.
Oh, they're not City Connects.
Oh, they're not City Connects?
They're just, no, the City Connects. That's the blue.
Oh, that's right. They were the blue. These are the alternates. I don't know why I thought they were City Connects. That's dumb.
To be fair, half of Minnesota thinks they're the City Connects before they came out with them.
No, they're nice jerseys. I think it says Twin Cities on the front. I think it's maybe a little cheesy, but
see, I really like it. I don't know. But granted, I'm a sucker for a cream uniform anyway.
The cream is nice, and I like the font that they use. I think it's kind of having Twin Cities on there is a little. That's why I think it's City Connect, because it feels like having Twin Cities on there,
and that's what everyone thought. Then that when they displayed it, that's what everyone thought it was. They mistook it for a City Connect jersey, but I like these. I like their white with the red twins. I think that's my favorite jersey they had, or they have.
I don't know what it was, but I was watching one of the Twins Guardians games that was in Minnesota, and I was like, wait a second, the Twins and the Guardians basically have the same color scheme.
Yeah.
I can't, because I was like half watching it, but I kept having to look again to figure out which team was which color. Because like I think it was the Twins were wearing their home blue and Guardians were wearing their road red, and I was like, wait, which is which?
There was a Twins jersey, a couple. I'm gonna find it here because like all I remember what this one. This is Cleveland's jersey from forever ago. It's the same font. It was when they were the Indians, but
Yeah.
it's the exact same style and font as like what Cleveland had, and that bothered me. I didn't like it at all, but they got rid of that obviously. But no, in general, I do like. Not that anybody cares about like jersey talk, but I do think the Twins might have the best set of jerseys in the division. But the White Sox are pretty good too.
I like the Royals. I think Royals have because I like the blue and the baby blue. They're
I
nice.
don't like this away jersey because it's just very plain. But I agree. I do like their jerseys also. Carson McCusker, you large mammal. I like Detroit's too. I also just I like the D and the like. I like that. Oof! Don't
Yeah.
take that out of context, Jesus.
I'll die on the hill that the Tigers need an orange alternate jersey.
They had one, didn't they, in like the 70s?
Yeah, they haven't had one in forever.
Yeah.
They don't have a home alternate either. They just have the City Connect and the home white.
Right.
And then
I
it's
mean, they
just
are.
the
I feel like they are kind of pigeonholed in like they're the classic. Like they have a classic baseball jersey or logo.
yeah, but they only have the three uniforms: the home white, the away
Yeah.
gray, and the City Connect.
Yeah.
Give me an alternate orange jersey.
I also really like their City Connect jerseys. I think I might be the minority, but I do like it.
The Tigers ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like them.
The Motor City. I don't like that it says Detroit on the hat though. That to me looks weird. But everything else I like.
It's a little more. It's a little lame, but I like the Detroit part is a little yeah, but I like their jerseys. They're fairly divisive, from what I can tell.
Yeah. I
Tigers
feel
fan.
like that's every City Connect jersey, but yeah,
Yeah,
I typically like the twin. That's a nice pitch. God, Bailey over, you're good at pitching. He is like the most underrated pitcher the Twins have, and I don't think it's close. If you hear about Bailey Ober, it's because he's 6'9", and that's it. But like
yeah,
he is he was one of those guys the Twins drafted. He was throwing 88. He was a novelty act. And then they got him throwing 92, 93. And he's a pitcher. He's not a thrower. And like, it's just fun watching him work, I guess. Ooh,
drop,
staying.
drop. There we go.
This is not a great matchup for him, by the way. Cleveland, Kansas City will light him up.
Yeah,
Well, actually, you know what I'm going to do? We had like two chatters on that last stream. So I'm gonna keep up the chat. So sorry for I was not trying to ignore anyone. Last time we just first time we've used the Twitch. For being honest, we're using a third party streaming platform that links to Twitch. So in my defense, I'm an idiot anyway.
you're gonna have to be the one if there's anyone because I don't think I can access that because I think since you're the host. I think. Or I don't know if when logging onto it. I think there's an option where I could have, but I didn't know if it would like mess up with whatever you had. So we can figure that out some other time.
I was about to say we're all new. We're in general, it's pretty user friendly. It's restream for anyone listening to this in the future. Again, I don't know why you would, but you might.
Yeah, I was while I was eating, I was just scrolling through Twitter and looking at all the fun stats about a Scooble start. So this is a because it is the Most amount of strikeouts in Ematics in history. 13.
Yeah. He is I mean, he's just fun to watch. I don't know. Like he seems like he's that good amount of like angry, but
Yeah.
also just lights out stuff. I also feel like he snuck up on everyone. He went
He
from
kind of did, yeah.
no one to suddenly the best pitcher in the world.
Yeah, because if you were, I feel like the only way you could have, he got a lot of like dark horse Cy Young talk before the 2024 season, but unless you were like really paying attention in 23, you wouldn't notice because he was injured for most of 23 and like the last bit of 22. So he had like 2 months in 23 where he was really good. But like the Tigers sucked. They were already out of the running then. Nobody was paying attention to them. So nobody really noticed. Except for like Tigers fans and like, the type of fans who pay attention to everyone. So he didn't get a lot of notice. And then all of a sudden he's the best pitcher in baseball by a lot.
I mean, it also helped. I mean, not that I don't. Shohei Ohtani is obviously a great pitcher, but we don't really know that anymore. But it helped.
Yeah,
that
because
he
it's been like a
wasn't-
year. And it's been like a really long time since he's pitched.
Yeah, Tommy John. And now I think like he was going to throw to live pitchers or live batters, and now they push that back. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with him.
Yeah, I think also his recovery was set back because in the World Series game, he like dislocated his shoulder, or he did something to his shoulder in that one game. So he was kind of pushed back there. Let's see. So Skubal with not only the fastest strikeout pitch by a starting pitcher under pitch tracking, but also the fastest ninth inning or later pitch by a starter since pitch tracking started, surpassing Verlander.
Yeah, I'm about to say that has to be Verlander.
Yeah. He broke a couple records that were set by Verlander in terms of like things by starting pitchers. Yeah, fastest pitch by a Tiger in the StatCast era. And this is interesting. In the StatCast era, no MLB starter has thrown a pitch at 102 plus after the sixth inning of a game.
That's very specific, but I believe it.
Yeah, sixth inning starter. That kind of makes sense. So it's sixth inning. Starters going into the sixth inning have never thrown more than 102.
I mean, to be fair, he's only at like 90 pitches too. Like he had some left in the tank. I feel like they had to like filter that to take out Hunter Green. I don't know what other starting pitcher would even be close to that.
Yeah, like Verlander, but that's not in the StatCast era is the thing, because he was doing that like 2011, 2012 type thing.
Yeah. I mean, Verlander, yeah. I mean, I guess he was with the Astros because 2015 is the StatCast era.
Yeah.
Which is somehow 10 years ago, which is fucking disgusting. Sorry, freaking disgusting. Do you have the game up, Lee?
Yeah, I got it up.
I'm 80% sure that Brooks Lee and Griffin Jacks are twins or related somehow. And I don't know if he does it anymore, but Brooks Lee also bats with his mouth open. Or at least he did last year, which is a really annoying fact to notice.
Oh, that's the thing you can't unsee.
Mm-hmm. He does not look like an intelligent human being. When he has there it is.
Well, that didn't look very smart.
No, it didn't. I've been impressed with him. Like he was a first round pick 3 years ago. It was the year that it was the first year of the lottery and the Twins jumped up from like 15th to 8th. And he fell to them, and he's been solid. Like he's kind of impressive. He's showing a little bit of power, switch hitter. I feel like he's going to be their super utility guy though, which is fine. Like Willie Castro's made plenty of good living off that the last couple of years, but it's his last year. I can see him lasting. Yes, Carson McCusker up. I'm all over the place. I'm sorry.
You good?
Carson McCusker, just look at this gigantic human being in the box.
Yeah.
He is 6'8", 250 pounds, and just killing AAA at like 1,000 OPS. And I just want him to just be good for 2 weeks.
Has he come up before?
No,
Okay.
he can't. I mean, he was signed as a depth guy, like an organizational depth guy. Like, we'll throw you at double A for a month and single A, wherever we have holes at. And he got to triple A and he just kept crushing. So they just kept him there. And now at least got himself onto a roster, which is, it's a great story. Love it.
That's fun.
And now I just want him to, like, if he can hit 2 home runs before he gets, or if he can hit a home run before he gets done and look semi-competent, he might have a couple-year career. He just turned 27. Like, he might be a good DH if it pans out well for him, but he's probably only up for a week and then never heard from again. I was debating getting, because I like getting jerseys of players that are like are good stories. I'm thinking about getting a 60 McCusker jersey, but
Nice.
that might also just be too hipster.
Oh, when I went to my parents a couple weeks ago at Mother's Day, and I was driving by, so the Independent Baseball League that one there's one Twins player that came out there. They've put up on like the outside of the building like this big poster thing. So like some of their players have made the major leagues. I'll have to like go by and like get a picture if they have the Twins guy up there to send you.
Dobnak?
Yeah, I think that's him.
Yeah.
I couldn't really tell because it's on the opposite side of the road from where I was. Right, it's kind of like right by it turns from an interstate to a regular road, but it's kind of the opposite side of that. So I couldn't really see who they had, but if they have them next time I'm in town, I'll have to go by and get a pic.
I do have a sweatshirt jersey of him. Not that that matters, but yeah, going from to go from Uber driver independent league to pitching a playoff game at Yankee Stadium. That's
cool.
That's awesome. Now don't look up how he did in that playoff series, but it's he did do it.
Yeah, it's still cool.
Yeah. Oh, Willie, you have not looked great this year.
Let me grab. Be right back.
Yep. All right, Chris Bubich is probably settling in here.
When I went home, I grabbed my David Price bobblehead.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I forgot he pitched for them for a hot minute.
It was 2.5 years.
So was it that long? Did he sign a contract? I thought he was traded.
No, he was traded, and it was so I believe it was we traded for him at the deadline, and then we traded him at the next deadline.
Mm.
So, yeah, he was really good for us. But yeah, I got a bobblehead.
That's awesome. I do not have any bobbleheads. I also just haven't gone to that many games. I mean, when I lived in the Midwest, I lived in South Dakota, like right on the border, and I mean, it's kind of hard to. Oh my goodness, where did this go? Sorry. The Twin Cities were 4 hours away, so it wasn't even like there was a good opportunity to go. Like you had to make a weekend of it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I've seen more Twins games in Yankee Stadium than I have in Target Field.
Yeah.
Which is a real shame because Yankee Stadium sucks. I said it. Everyone.
Yeah. I've got plans to go to one Tigers game this summer. I need to find more, and also I usually go to games with my dad, and he's being annoying about finding games that he can go to. But I've got one game I'm going to with a bunch of my friends. That's going to be fun. But I was also... Yeah, go ahead.
I'm trying to get like I try to get to my wife to go to games, but she grew up in a another country and she does not understand baseball at all. And also, it's incredibly hard to explain baseball to someone who doesn't have a basic understanding of the game.
Yeah. Yeah, I usually go to games with my dad, but he's always very slow in terms of like, oh, I'll find a game that we can go to because he's
Mhm.
got work and all that stuff. But I'll be like, oh, this game sounds cool. It's against so and there's a giveaway. And he's like, oh, that sounds cool. And I'm like, you want to work with me here? But
Say something other than that's cool. Like, are we going to this one?
yeah, but yeah, I'm going to a game next month. A bunch of my friends. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, and then I'm looking at the minor league stuff to go to because I mean I'm an hour away from Lansing, and there's the A's high A team there, and then I'm
Sure.
2 hours away from the Tigers single A, well the high A team. So West Michigan
Right.
Whitecaps. So which I basically just did that drive yesterday. I thought about going to that game yesterday when I was there, but I was like, I'm tired. So I ended up not doing that.
Right. I think I'm going to go to so I don't work, I'm not a teacher or anything, but I work in a school. Now it's about to be summer and we're like an hour and a half, 2 hours away from the Hartford Yard Goats, which if anybody remembers is the team that had the disgusting I don't know, goat milk hoagie thing.
Yeah.
So that's I'm not gonna get that, but I'm gonna go to one of the games because I do wish we had a minor league park closer to us, or else I would go to minor league games all the time.
I have to look at the drive. How much of a drive? I think I'm only an hour away from Toledo, so I could go there.
Oh shit, Bobby Witt! God damn it, you're so freaking good.
He's so good. It's annoying. He
Yes,
needs. Yeah. But I was thinking about this because we looked it up, and Miles Naylor is in the A system. He's at the low A, but if he gets promoted to the Lansing Lugnuts, I'm gonna go to one of those games
do it.
because it would be funny. I have to
I
do
hate
it for the bit.
I hate that entire family. They have wronged me too many times.
He's not exactly putting up big numbers in single A, but if he does get promoted, I'll be there.
I'm gonna have some harsh words with Mama Naylor. Oh, nice
Wow.
play, Carlos. Wow. I mean, he's had better catches, but with a runner going back like that,
I thought that was over their heads and into the outfield for
yeah, I don't
sure
really know.
off the bat.
What's frustrating about Correa this year is he has been phenomenal defensively, and just almost a non-factor at the plate.
So it's not like you can justify taking him out of the lineup.
Right. Well, it's not even that. It's just like you would expect if he's that bad at the plate, he's injured, but
Mm.
you can't like his glove has been fine. And now there's Salvador freaking Perez.
All
So
right, Salvi, come on. Let's make the
it
Twins hurt a little bit.
doesn't have to.
Ooh, oh,
Oh, okay. I was about to say you're like 3 seconds ahead of me. All right, nice play by Correa. We'll see. I mean, Bubic
yeah,
looks like he's settling in, so I'm not too hopeful. They have the one run though. That's all I can ask.
yeah.
And I also feel like Kansas City's bullpen is somewhat vulnerable, or like I don't watch them all that closely, but I also feel like if you can get to their bullpen, like you can get to them.
Yeah.
To
That's how
where
it
like,
kind of was for all the Tigers games we had against them. It was we
yeah,
could score a couple early on, but also get to their bullpen because their bullpen is weaker than their starting pitching.
mhm.
And also, I mean, you guys did walk them off twice in a row, so there's something to be said about the Twins getting to their bullpen.
I would be okay if they would just like trade off wins. Like that would be fun. Like especially in the last 2 years, I get that you're streaky and like streaky teams like that'll work well in the playoffs. You get hot for 3 weeks, you win a World Series. But it's
Yeah.
just they have such an extreme outcome always.
You
Best
need to
team in
lose
base.
11 in a row to even it out. Come on. Where's
You laugh, but like, well, you joke, but like, that's a realistic outcome. Yeah, I mean, I don't get me wrong. Like, it's fun. It's fun to watch them while they're hot, but I'd like some
yeah.
consistency.
It's not the team who's the best in May that's you're worried about. It's the team that's best in September
Right.
that you're worried about.
And even like when they in the playoffs when they actually won a playoff series and broke the 0-18 streak, that could have been a dangerous team in the playoffs because they were. Oh, look at Brooks just sucking up to the fans.
It's got a fish.
Southern California boy going out on those lakes,
He's Midwest now.
basically. I mean, they had a phenomenal bullpen. They had just enough thump in the lineup that they could have went, and then I mean, the Astros were just the better team, but their starting pitching was pretty good. It wasn't phenomenal, but it was good.
Yeah. I was hoping the Twins would take that series. I wanted the Astros to lose.
Yeah, so does everyone. But yeah, I don't think the Astros were ever 50 years from now. People are still going to be angry at the Astros.
Probably. It was very fun being America's team for like a week after we beat the Astros in the playoffs last year. That was fun.
That's how I felt like in 2023. Is everyone like, hey, little brother, you could please beat them, please? Just ran out of gas.
Yeah. I like it's always fun going on Reddit and the postseason and stuff, especially for teams rooting against other teams and been like, since as a Tigers fan since 2 days ago, this is
Right.
those are always really fun. As or like when the Braves won the World Series against the Astros, like as a Braves fan, as of 8 days ago, this is it was.
This is my team.
Yeah, that's fun.
Oh, come on. Do you have any thoughts on Jeffers? I'm curious.
Not really. I don't know.
He's streaky. I feel like he's good for he's one of the better catchers in the game, and I don't think he gets recognized because he's a very streaky player.
Yeah, how do the Twins do 50-50 for their catchers? What's their...
They had been, but Vasquez has been so bad for so long, they're now starting to... It's now like it's a 60-40 split.
Mm.
But I think like Rocco Baldelli, I think, was on a serious hot seat for the first couple weeks. I mean, the whole time when was it Bud Black and Derek Shelton when they got fired. I think if the Twins would have continued that losing streak or that start, I think Rocco would have been the third name attached to them. But
last season, it was really interesting for the manager of the year voting, and he got a first place vote from someone. Rocco did.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know how you can look at the last 2 months of that and be like, yeah, he deserves AL manager of the year.
No. I mean, it was all about the first. I mean, they literally had the best record in baseball from like their horrible start. I mean, you can dice up whatever stats you want and make someone the best in the league, but
yeah,
they had the best record for a stretch of like for a 2 or 3 month stretch in time, and it just collapsed. And that was what was shocking. Is like the Twins are a streaky team to begin with, but Rocco is very even keel. And like that's one of his strengths is they don't get too high, they don't get too low. They just are. And he lost the clubhouse, or he at least they lost the performance for the last 6 weeks, which they hadn't ever done with him anyway.
I need to fix up my fantasy team because I've still got Correa on there and he's doing awful. I think last in my fantasy league. I think I have like 5 injured guys, so I haven't moved off. I just keep forgetting to go back to it.
Yeah, he just hasn't looked great. I don't know. Like he's had 2 big home runs, but other than that, he just hasn't looked great at the plate. Which I mean, if the Twins are going to be good, if you want to believe, I mean they're not. I mean they've won 16 out of their last 18. They're not this good. They're just on a hot streak. If they're gonna be good and do anything in a playoff run, if they get there, it's gonna be with Correa being Carlos Correa.
Yeah, he needs to. He needs to be that guy.
Yeah, just something. I mean, not. I mean, the narrative on Correa anyway. Like, I'm not a big. He'll turn it on in the playoffs, even though he kind of did in 2023. Like, I don't believe in that at all. I think there's so few players that can actually have that skill that it's almost non-existent. That you are who you are. If you play enough games in the postseason, that's going to even out. But I don't know. He needs to. He needs to just play like a $36 million shortstop.
Yeah, and he's got a good defense. At least there's that going for him.
Yeah, it's been great in the field, like which is especially doubly frustrating. But I'll take it. Their defense has been pretty good all year, which was not the case last year. It also helps having a healthy Buxton and then Harrison Bader is just very fun.
Yeah.
Watching them in the outfield has been pretty fun all year.
So did Buxton clear concussion protocol?
Not yet, but this is also his 3rd concussion, so they're going to be extra cautious with him.
Oh yeah, that's why Alex Avila's career was shortened because he got like 4 concussions in his
Yeah.
career.
Well, like the Twins have had, I mean, Mauer got derailed by a concussion. Morneau got derailed by a concussion. Corey Koski happened with the Blue Jays, but Denard Span, like there's Twins have had a long injury history, especially with concussion. So it's especially with Byron, just he can sit for a minute. They have Bader, they can play.
Yeah, I think Avila too. He got 3 in 2 years in like 2014, 2013, and then he got 1 in like 2020 or something. And he retired in 21. So
He was with the Twins then, wasn't he?
he was with the Twins for a year. He finished with the Nats.
Might have been the year before. I don't remember him getting concussion. Maybe it was the 2021. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's almost like if only there was an entire website dedicated to baseball stats and profiles that we could look up easily. If only that website existed.
Yeah, let me pull it up. So I think he was with the Tigers when he got most of his concussions.
Yeah.
Yes, he was with the Tigers from 2009 to 2015, then the
Yep.
White Sox for 2016. Then 2017 was half with the Tigers again and half with the Cubs. Then Arizona 2018 and 19, Minnesota
20s.
for 2020,
Yeah.
and Nationals for 21.
Was it just 2020?
Yeah, it's just 2020. He only
That's
played in
another-
23 games, too.
I thought he had another year. That 2020 season, like the Twins, go look at the 2020 Twins lineup. Because that on paper was really
Oh, wow.
effing good.
Yeah.
Nelson Cruz, Josh Donaldson, Polanco, Buxton,
Kepler.
like Max Kepler. Like that was after Kepler hit 38 home runs. Like that was looking like a World Series style lineup.
They got 3
and-
guys who got MVP votes.
Yeah, like they had a tremendous lineup on paper, and it just never really translated.
How did they finish? Yeah, they
They
won
got swept by
Central.
the Astros. Yeah, they won the
Oh.
Central, but then they got swept by the Astros in 2 games.
Yeah, that's the year I started watching baseball again. The Tigers sucked.
Yep.
Yeah, I got back into it again because I think when was the first game? The first game was July. So I was so I was in my sophomore year undergrad, and they weren't playing a lot of the games. And my parents had just gotten YouTube TV, and even though I was out of state, I could get onto it a little bit because the location didn't. Yep.
Ooh, what
They had
happened?
the
Oh, picked him off.
oh pick him up.
Nice.
Nice. That was
Attaboy, Jeffers. That looked awkward as hell, but I'll take it.
yeah, give me the replay on that. Oh, what was he doing? That's
Yeah, snap throw. I mean, just take off at that point. What are you
yeah.
waiting for?
Oh, he got smacked in the face too.
That's the new move. The picked off slap. The Dave Chappelle slap. Love it.
Yeah. But yeah, but I was like watching YouTube TV and stuff during well, during the semester when in classes and stuff, and they were playing a whole bunch of like Tigers highlights in the 2010s, and I was like, oh yeah, I really like baseball actually. So I started watching the games again. They sucked ass, but there were some good moments. I didn't know any of the players on the team except for Miggy, pretty much.
Of course.
Yeah, everyone else had been gone. I was like, who the fuck are all these guys? Because let me look at our lineup in 2020. It was this. Our highest WAR player was Jamer Candelario. He had 2.1 WAR. Yeah.
What
Austin
was Willie?
He was 0.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was a rookie of the year, 4th that year. And didn't really work out. Oh my god, we had CJ Crone on the team for a bit. I forgot about that. Yeah, he only played 13 games for us. So
the only reason I remember Crone was on the Tigers is there was like a 3 or 5 year span where it was like former Twins would just accumulate on the Tigers. Whether it was Jonathan Scope, CJ Crone, Ron Gardenhire, Akil Baddoo, Kenta Maeda.
Yeah.
They just kept getting former Twins, and it was just like, I mean, we're flattered, guys, but stop it.
Yeah, this was not a winning lineup.
Right.
This is Harold Castro, Willie Castro, Jacoby Jones, Victor Reyes, Grayson Griner. Oh yeah, Daz Cameron.
Grayson Griner, yeah.
Isaac Paredes. Hey, 2 of those guys are all-stars now. So
as I say, Isaac has had a pretty decent career after that.
Yeah, we traded him to the Rays, where he immediately broke out, became an all-star, and in return, we got 2 months of Austin Meadows, who quit baseball and now has a landscaping business in Florida. Yeah. So, that really worked out for us.
But it looked good at the moment.
It did look good.
Oh, come on, Royce. Ugh. Not that.
Royals have...
Go ahead.
As I say, Royals got a bit of traffic, but they haven't gotten anything in yet. Mostly through good defense.
This is an aside, but can I tell you, this is either Cleveland is stuck in my head, but the fact that the Twins have a progressive, flow logo in right center field, and in the top corner it says progressive at all times. I don't want to say it messes with me, but it messes with me.
They're in your head.
Goddamn Cleveland.
I hate Cleveland.
I admire them, but I'm also very annoyed playing them.
No, I don't admire them at all.
I admire the consistency.
Cleveland can go sink into Lake Erie. I don't like them.
Oof, nice pitch. He does not leave anything. I'm going to look at this up because this will tell me. Oh, let's look at the pitching FX because 3D pitch. I don't think he's left much over the plate. No, not over the pitch. No, he's been in the zone quite a bit, actually. And he's had plenty in the zone, but there's a lot on the edge, too. Not as much as I thought, but granted, I'm always surprised by those, how often they're in the zone.
I always forget who's the Kansas pitcher who has like 10 different pitches. Is that Bubich or is that Ursig? Or is it
I don't
someone
think
else?
it's Ursig because he's a reliever. I would guess Michael
I don't know why
Waka.
it's not.
Or
Waka, that's
no, it's
it.
not. It's not Waka. It's
Oh.
he just got injured. Frick, former reliever, also 35 years old. God dang it,
Lugo?
Lugo. Seth
Lugo,
Lugo.
yes, that's it. It's Lugo. I don't know why I thought it was Ursig or Waka.
God, that's a nice pitch. Top edge of the zone. Oh God,
Dang.
can't even argue it.
Ooh, nice.
Somehow already the fourth inning.
A real pitcher's duel here.
Well, yeah, I don't great pitching, but also bad offenses. I think
Yeah.
just as much of a pitching duel.
I still stand that the Royals should just put Michael Lorenzen in the lineup because he can't do much worse than whoever else they got in there.
I haven't been. I don't know. Like especially 2 years ago when Kansas City broke out, I did not think their lineup was that great. And like, granted, it's easy to say that now that it feels like I've been proven right. But everyone was picking them to be a breakout because of their lineup, and that just wasn't that impressive.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, I
pitching
mean,
was legit.
Lorenzen's career batting average is 233. Okay. Let's look at the Royals' current lineup. And, well, on Baseball Reference, there are 1, 2, 3 guys who are currently hitting under 233. So, Lorenzen could improve that lineup a bit. Just saying.
Why not?
Well, no, they sent Renfro down, so I don't know who they have in place of him.
Anyone?
Yeah.
No, they did call up what's his face. It's not. It wasn't an impressive name, but it was someone that they've called up before. But anyway, while this is a commercial break, I'm going to be right back.
Alrighty. Oh, Otani had live BP today. So there you go. I was scrolling through Twitter for anyone who is watching, or you could just watch me in silence. This is the great quote from Hinch about sending Skubal out for the ninth in the game earlier today. Quote, "We are careful across the industry in how we handle these guys. The pitch counts have diminished and the inning totals have diminished. Sometimes it's your big boy's day and you got to leave him out there." That's great.
He had like 80 pitches going into that inning too. So
Yeah, as if he didn't put him out there, I would have been so pissed. But I just like sometimes it's your big boy's day and you leave him out. That's a funny way of putting it.
Well, let's hope Bailey Ober can do the same thing. Actually, he's only at 55 pitches,
Well, 55 through 4.
5+ now. He's thrown a pitch in in the fifth. But no, you're right. He's if you can go 6 or 7, that would be great. Obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, please catch it. There we go.
That was a little dicey there for a sec.
I don't. So if you, in your mind, theater of the mind here,
All right.
you see, oh, he's real nice,
Yeah,
man.
he was really pissed about that one.
In your mind, picture a team that's going to drop that ball. Who is it?
The White Sox.
Yes, I've seen that so many times. I feel.
Remember the last season against the Orioles, the White Sox have just gone full White Sox. That
Yep.
was amazing. There's an article, I'll have to find it, and then maybe I'll post it in the Discord, of ranking all 121 of the White Sox losses. It was really funny.
That has to be a brutal list.
Yeah, and they didn't put all 121, but they grouped them all together.
No.
It was It was really funny though.
ST, what is this? Well, do you remember Hawk Harrelson? He was a play-by-play guy for the White Sox for an eternity.
Very vaguely, but
He I loved watching that old man cry, and like anytime the White Sox would do one of those, he would have a meltdown, and it was great. Ooh, that's well struck. Yeah, boy. I did not like him. I mean, granted, I understand if you're paid by a team to broadcast their games, you're going to be biased towards them, but he was a little bit too much.
there's a guy I follow on Twitter, a Tigers fan, who after every Tigers win, he'll also do this for Lions games occasionally too. But after every Tigers win, he will do opposing team calls for like every like, Tigers home runs or RBIs or whatever, and he'll just post the clip with the whoever we just beats play by play or radio guy call of it. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's very fun for the haters.
Yes.
Yeah, the Schadenfreude is nice. Nothing will ever beat the Red Sox call of Javi Baez walk-off homer because oh my
Oh,
god,
I don't know if I've heard that.
it's you have to listen to it. It's brutal.
Yeah.
I can send you a link to it because
Sure.
yeah, it's really
Yeah.
funny.
On the same vein, if they're on YouTube, there is a Hawk Harrelson meltdown compilation, and it's worth every second to watch that old man cry. And also, like, not for nothing, like I don't watch football, but the Vikings have a very similar play-by-play guy called Paul Allen, and I love to watch him cry too. I also just hate the
Oh,
Vikings.
I watched the same guy posted the calls of all of Sam Darnold's sacks during the playoff game and the fumble. It was very entertaining.
It's that
Yeah,
guy's voice. If it's that, I guarantee you heard Paul Allen. Like he is such an effing crybaby. I can't stand him.
Yeah, I just DM'd you the link to the Red Sox radio guy call of the walk-off homer. You have to listen to it. It's so good.
I'm gonna go on mute so we don't get a stupid copyright strike for nothing.
All right. Good pitch there. Dang. The strikeout.
He just sounded depressed. It wasn't even an animated. You got to be kidding. It's like, oh, you've got to be kidding me. Like,
Yeah.
it's like that. It's like when your child disappoints you again, and
Yep. High and deep, you gotta be kidding. Oh, just the delivery is fantastic. In contrast to Dan Dickerson's, you've gotta be kidding me.
yeah.
Yeah, good times.
Oh, we have 2 people watching. That's exciting.
Ooh,
Hi.
hello.
Hi, both of you. We appreciate you. Yeah, I don't know. So, I don't know. Detroit's been the best team in the division. Who are you actually worried about?
In terms of like catching up,
Long term, short term, don't want to face them in the playoffs. Whatever.
the Guardians, honestly,
Yeah,
because they beat us. They
that's fair.
play us because they always seem to play us really well, and I think even after those games, I think the Tigers are still the better team, but the Guardians just shut us down. Like,
Yeah,
it's you can't always do what's the term? I don't know what it is. When you say a team is better because that team beat that team and that team beat that team.
Mhm.
You can't always do that because it doesn't really work. And I think but like I mean I'm just worried if we have to face the Guardians in the playoffs because I don't
Yep.
think it would be a really tough series to win because they just play us so well.
Yep.
Like,
And
do
not for
they
nothing,
exclusively?
they are the most like battle hardened team.
Yeah, do they exclusively draft players who beat the AL Central really well? Like, what is their deal? Why?
I mean, I think that's just coaching. I don't know if that's players.
Because I was thinking of because we were talking a bit about before about Stephen Kwan taking over Jose Ramirez's mantle as best player on the Guardians, but he's also taking over the mantle as being a fucking annoying to the Tigers because, god damn it.
I mean, he's just good. He's the worst player to have up if there's anyone. If it's like the bottom of the 9th and you have a guy on second, he is the worst guy to have up.
Oh, there was a tweet last night from a Tigers guy. It's like, I think if we had, where he said, I think if you go back to 2016 and we just decided to walk Jose Ramirez every time, he would have done less damage. Because, goddamn. Let me pull up Jose Ramirez versus the Tigers in his career because I feel like it's going to be insane.
I mean, that's just him against everyone. He is the slowest and steadiest superstar the division has had.
Yeah, so he has a batting average of 305 with 33 home runs, 124 RBIs in 159 games against the Tigers in his career. It's annoying.
I don't even think it's that different from anyone else in the division.
No, what's his career batting average? Like, it's probably
280. I think in the 280s. I think his career OPS is around like 785 or something, or like 800, something like that.
Yeah, that's AL Central teams. Let's see if StatMuse can extrapolate that.
Are you just putting that into ChatGPT, or how are you looking that up?
StatMuse.
Oh, never heard. That's interesting.
Okay, so oh wow. Okay, thanks. This year, Jose Ramirez has a batting average of only 239 against the AL Central, with 17 hits, 6 RBIs, and 9 runs scored.
Wow.
That's only this season. Let's see if I can get in career. In his career, he bats 278 against the Central.
Yeah. What's his OPS though?
Let's see if that has it. 858.
Yeah. Yeah, SOB.
Yeah.
That is probably
122 home runs against the Central. which is just rude.
Oh, Carson. Shoot. At least get a major league hit. That's kind of my hope for you. I don't know if he'll do it, but oh, look at Carson's kids.
Oh,
No, it's Mauer. Never mind. Do you want to talk about how disgusting Joe Mauer's life is? Like how perfectly disgusting it is? Grew
sure.
up
What?
in grew up in St. Paul. Was the number one overall pick by his hometown team, and he had to
Oh
choose
wow.
between between being a quarterback for Florida State or to be the number one pick in the draft. He then becomes a batting champion, MVP, and has the largest like contract extension in franchise history. He then marries Miss Minnesota, who he has twins with, and is now has his number retired by the team.
Wow. That's something.
Disgustingly perfect.
That is disgustingly perfect.
Like, and also good looking dude. Like, who am
That's
I to
like
judge?
19.
But like,
That's like 1950s.
yes,
Like, oh, he was drafted by his hometown team.
yes,
MVP and has his numbers retired. Like, no, that's made up.
yes. You're one old time. You're not wrong. One old timey news person voiceover away. Oh, and also, just a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Oh yeah, casually.
Just disgusting how perfect his name is. And his best friend is also a team great MVP, Justin Morneau.
He was missing. He was missing something.
Oh. And he has a statue outside the stadium.
Of course.
Like, it keeps getting better. Everything turns up Millhouse for Joe Mauer.
Yeah. I don't know why, but this is so dumb. I know most ballparks have a corporate sponsor, but for some reason, Target as your corporate sponsor is just really weird to me. It's like I don't know why.
I like it. I don't know. It's like as far
Like
as corporate sponsors go, you can go worse.
Be sponsored by a bank or a cell company like the rest of us.
But Target is Minnesota based.
Oh, it is? I didn't know that actually.
Yeah, that's why it's the Target Center for the Wolves, Target Field. Yeah,
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah.
The
only way it could be better is if it was Culver's Field.
Yeah, there you go. But that's Wisconsin. You got to give it,
Close enough.
The Brewers have there.
That is the one living on the East Coast. I miss Culver's so badly.
Culver's is good.
I want Culver's so much. Even my wife is an immigrant, and we both. I'm not kidding you, and we're not the type that has this type of like money to throw around, but like we were really close one time to flying to the Midwest for Culver's for a weekend, and then like we were gonna make a weekend out of it, but it started with, I really miss Culver's. I need some cheese curds.
When I was living out of state, I missed Faygo Pops so much. I brought a 12 pack with me to West Virginia. It's a Michigan based pop brand. It's good. I like the orange Faygo best. There's also red and there's a bunch of other flavors. But yeah, the red one's the big one. But yeah, Michigan based pop. It's good. I mean, I don't know how to describe it. It's very syrupy, but like it's mine. There's nothing beats Faygo and a Minute Maid. Not Minute Maid. Faygo and a Better Lay's, Better Made chips. Those are good. And then of course Coney dogs.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
another thing I haven't.
It's a very Michigan thing. I don't think they've branched out from there much. Coney dogs, it's such a Michigan thing. National Coney Island has, I almost did this, but they're like kind of expensive and it's a lot. You can buy Coney dog, like, what's the term? Like packages for if you're living out of state and stuff. You can get deliveries of like 12 packs of Coney dogs with the toppings and stuff. Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Isn't Coney Island a New York thing though?
No, that's the Coney Island is the name of the island in New York, but Coney Island is the brand of Coney for Coney dogs.
Mm.
I don't know why it's called National, but it's National Coney Island. There's also Leo's Coney, and there's also Lafayette in Detroit. But I don't know why it's called Coney, because that is a New York thing. But
Right.
Coney dogs are a Detroit, Michigan thing. I've got the broadcast on mute, so I don't know what they're trying to highlight here with the four seam and the change up.
It's the same arm. It looks exactly the same. That's what.
Gotcha.
I mean, Bailey Ober doesn't do any, like, there's not a single thing other than his height that sticks out, but he's a good pitcher. He knows, like, he'll change speeds, he'll go north, south, east, west. He just throws a good game. I say that he just left a meatball right in the center. But if there's like, he has been not underappreciated, but like, he has gone under the radar for so long. Like, and that's even true today. If I wanted a pitcher that's going to shut out the other team, it's Pablo Lopez. And if you told me that the Twins were going to score 2 runs or less, and Pablo wasn't available, I would throw Joe Ryan. But if the Twins are going to score 4 runs, it's Bailey Ober all day. He doesn't have a lot of blow-ups unless it's against Kansas City in the first week of the season.
That was a pitch that Salvi decided to lay off there.
Yeah. I mean, he has murdered the Twins over his career.
Oh, yeah. I am still really surprised that Jose Ramirez didn't hit a home run this series, because I thought he's going to give him 4 games. He's going to, but Salvi has also hit us really well. One of the games I went to last year was a Royals game. That was real close to being out.
Okay. Oh, thank God that was hit there. Wow.
So what was the exit on that one? I need to get the stats. Get Savant catch up.
I'll say we'll see what happens. But I mean, the launch angle is what hosed him. There was plenty of exit velo. I mean, that had to be 30 plus. Boy, that was a well-struck baseball. Don't make me. Flies out sharply to Harrison Bader. Yeah, still hasn't updated.
Oh, 790. Oh, damn. 790 expecting batting average on that.
34% launch angle. That will I mean, to the deepest part of the field, or else, I mean, obviously 396. It's not too any.
That was lucky.
I mean, he has just been a Twins killer his entire career.
Hey, let's pull up Salvi's stats against the Twins.
Oh, God, we don't have to. Let me tell you, really good. Really good and depressing.
Salvador Perez versus Twins. 285 batting average, 35 home runs, 121 RBIs.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. It tracks.
Yeah.
I think if I remember right,
let's see.
Go ahead.
I'm trying to find if I can find the OPS on these, but it's not giving it to me.
Disgusting is what it is. Oh, I asked Sam this. I don't know if you watched the episode where Sam and I just did an episode on the Royals. But the same question I asked Dan about Jose Ramirez in the Hall of Fame, I asked about Salvador. Mm-hmm. Do you think he's a Hall of Famer?
Selby?
Yeah.
Let me pull up his reference page again.
No. That is not.
Nope,
That is
don't do
not
it.
the question.
Okay,
That is no.
I wanted to just make sure I had his stats. It's really hard for catchers to get in.
I'm also
Okay?
very pro catcher, so I say yes, undoubtedly. But
I feel like he's gotta.
I do
Yeah,
too.
he's been playing too well for too long.
And what Sam's point was at the time, I think he's a World Series MVP. He's won the Clemente Award, multiple time All Star. Yeah, you have to
Does
view
he?
catchers in a different lens.
Yeah. Does he have any silver sluggers? Because I feel like
Yes, he
he'd
had
be
to
the
have.
guy.
He led the league in home runs as a catcher. Yes,
Okay,
he
yeah,
has
he's
to.
got it. Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, I listened to that episode when I was driving to my parents a couple weeks ago. It was a good app. I never explained the Lord of the Flies reference. Okay, so in Lord of the Flies, there are
That's random, but
no.
yes, I connect.
Bear
I
with
get it.
me.
We talked
There,
about the Lord of the Flies, but yes.
yes, I wanted you to make this because there are these two characters there. I think they're twins. I don't know, but they're brothers. There's brothers named Sam and Eric, and eventually just become known as one character as Sam and Eric. And that's why I was saying if it's gonna be Sam and Eric, it's gonna be Sam and Eric. Come on.
I mean, I'm not. I think I was forced to read that book in like middle school.
Yeah. I think I read that 10th grade. I don't want to say 10th grade. I don't know why I remember that, but I do. Actually, no, I know why because they've watched. This is one YouTube channel I watch that does summaries of a bunch of classic books and stuff. As I watch that.
Are you a big reader?
Yeah, I say I'm a big reader. I'm trying
am.
to get into reading more.
I am too. If you can't.
Yeah. There's this local bookstore I've gone to a couple times. I need to stop buying more books because I already have like 50 books I haven't read, but I just keep buying more books. I have a bunch of baseball books I need to read, but I just keep buying more fiction books. I was talking with a bunch of my friends yesterday, and I added like 5 more books on my list I need to read.
Are you on Goodreads?
I technically am. I don't really update it though.
I'll say you should. I'm on Goodreads. I'll add you, and then I'll hold you accountable.
There you go. Yeah.
I haven't read that much this year. I've only read like 3 books, but like last year I read like 58 books, I think it was.
Yeah.
And these were hefty boys too. These were, I mean, that was what I would do on Saturdays and Sundays, just read for like 8-9 hours.
Yeah, I think I've read like 4 books so far this year. I'm trying to think. At least 3. Yeah. Mostly fiction stuff.
See, I can't do that. I have to read nonfiction. There's something about like, if it didn't actually happen, like I can't read for entertainment, and I don't know why. I have to read for stuff that happened.
I'm trying to get into reading more fiction stuff because I read a lot. I would read a lot of nonfiction stuff, mostly like for biology, infectious disease stuff.
Sure.
I'm trying to get into more fiction stuff.
I said I do want to read like the fiction books that I will read is like Double Play. Yeah, that's.
I feel like France could have run that out a little bit. I think.
Yeah, he's not very fast. There. I mean, yeah. I mean, not for a minor league signing, Ty France.
He's worked out great.
Perfectly fine. Like his OPS is not stellar, but
for a minor league deal, yeah.
That's as well as you can expect it to go. But what I don't understand is the twin, and like, it makes sense because Derek Falvey came from Cleveland. But the Twins cannot, like, they refuse to spend money on the corners, which are the cheapest spots to, like, invest money in. Like, you can get an 800 OPS guy for $5 million in left, right, or first base DH. And they don't. And I get like they expected Jose Miranda to be better. They expected Edouard Julien to be better. But historically, CJ Cron, I think they signed for like $8 million in 2019. They have not spent any money on the corners. And it's very frustrating to just have like the most valuable position on the field for offense are the corner spots, and the Twins just don't have great offense there.
Yeah, my friend was making so I don't know if you saw the Athletic made a quarter century team thing, right?
I
My
saw, I haven't read.
Yeah. My friend of one of my friends, he made a Tigers version of that because he saw something for the White Sox and it's just the '06 White Sox. But he was making a Tigers all quarter century team. But like there's a hole at third base now. We play it by committee and it's worked out pretty good for us. But like
Yep.
the past 25 years, it's been kind of a hole. Like
Yep.
he ended up with Brandon Inge. Our other options are Nick Castellanos, who is I don't know if you've ever seen his defensive
He didn't
stats.
play there long.
Awful. No, he played there way too long. He played at third for like 5 years. I don't know why it took them so long to put him
Fucking
in the
okay. Timeout.
outfield.
Bobby Witt had a hell of a play there.
Yeah, that was. I like to show the
Did you
replay.
see
Show the
that?
replay. I saw it out of the corner of my eye.
It
Yeah,
was. I
Savant.
mean, granted, Correa is really slow, but god dang it, Bobby Witt play some shortstop.
There you go. Wow.
I mean, he's 3 or 4 feet in the outfield, like in left field, and just
Yeah.
has to rock. I mean, that was a real nice play. Disgusting how good he is. Sorry, anyway, I interrupted
Yeah,
you.
you're good. No. Yeah, because our best option at third in the Tigers the last 25 years are like Brandon Inge, Nick Castellanos, Miggy for that 1 year he played third.
It wasn't
It's
just 1 year.
2 years. Yeah. But we don't have a lot of good historically third basemen in the past 25 years.
Yeah.
Brandon Inge was good, but not great. Castellanos was good offensively, horrible defensively.
Yeah.
Like he's one of the worst defensive outfielders now. He was so much worse at third. It's impressive. So
I mean, Brandon Inge didn't even come up as a third baseman. He was a catcher.
yeah, it's kind of funny how many he had. He had 3 catchers on that team because you got Pudge, it's catcher, Inge at third, and then Victor Martinez is DH.
How long did Pudge play? How long did Rodriguez play for them? It's
I
only
want
like
to say
2 or 3 years, wasn't it? It wasn't
I
that
think
long.
I think it was like 5. It was.
Was it really?
Longer. Yeah, and he.
But I remember Texas. I mean, Texas Marlins. He was there for literally their only
One,
like
two,
the
three,
World Series
4.
team.
It's 4.5
Okay.
because he played some with the Yankees in '08, but 4, 5, 6, 7, part of 8.
He played with the Yankees?
Yeah, for like 33 games. That's it. He didn't do very well. He did not do good there. He had a negative .8 WAR in 33 games, which is impressive.
Are you watching the Twins broadcast right now?
Yeah, I've got it muted, but
Did you see Deshaun Kersey?
no, I did not. I was looking at reference.
The next time that they show him, and maybe I've said this to you before, but Deshaun Kersey looks like bad boy Max Kepler. Like if Max Kepler got a couple tattoos and a nose piercing, it's Deshaun Kersey Jr.
13 fly balls. Wow. Is he a home run leading? Is he a home run leaning pitcher? Does he give up a lot of home runs?
He's a fly ball pitcher. Yes, when it goes terribly, yes. But he's easily the most consistent starter the Twins have. Easily.
Gotcha.
Like Ryan will get when Ryan is off, Ryan is horrible. A bad start for Bailey Ober is 4 runs. Yeah, that's how it starts.
That was barely fair. Ooh, look at that.
Yeah. It's not even that bad of a pitch.
I like Waters. I think.
Yeah, seems fine. Him. Seems like a good baseball player. I like Garcia a lot. Yeah. I'm really starting to like him. I think Pasquantino's maybe a little overrated.
I just like his name, Vinny Pasquantino. I mean, that's a fun name. It's a baseball name.
He should be tossing a pizza dough in the air.
Oh wow, that was a
Oh, you're a couple of like 10 seconds ahead.
Oh,
Attaboy,
oh,
Ty.
yeah, I'll pause
Whether
it.
they get it like Ty France has the biggest forearms. I don't know like if they get another close up of him, but like his forearms are gigantic.
He's
Or his
got
arms just in
yeah,
general.
he's got
And
big
he's more of a
biceps.
slash hitter. He's not like a 30 home run guy. He's like a 15, 20 home run guy. Nice play though. Like he was playing in. I mean,
Yeah, that was a he was in the right spot for that.
that's like a 70-foot hot shot. Yeah, 99 off the bat. That that's a nice play. I don't know what that pose is, France, but it still kind of blows my mind. I get it, but like when Dan said that he doesn't like Rocco Baldelli, I didn't get it. Oh, catch it. Hey, there we go.
No, his description of his perspective of Baldelli reminds me of the Packers head coach, and I don't like him because he's whiny. Matt LaFleur.
Oh yeah, I don't. I mean, the Packers head coach that came to my mind was Mike Holmgren and then McCarthy.
There is this great meme that has gotten of Matt LaFleur. I have to send this to you because it's so funny. It kind of encapsulates how.
Nice pitch. Jesus, God, you're good at pitching.
Let me see if I can see this. Yes, this. All right, I'm gonna DM this one to you as well because that's
All right.
funny. You need to see it.
Didn't I mean that's an O face for sure. Look at that flavor saver on him. Look at that. That's heartbroken, is what that is.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly the context for it, but it was really funny. But yeah, he's a whiner. I never really had that opinion of Rocco, but I guess I kind of see it.
I mean, what's weird is he's very even. Like people, like what I don't know is in Minnesota. Like, I think we're a fairly even keel fan base. Well, that's not true, because Minnesota sports are very. I don't know. Like we eat our own.
Tragedy.
Yeah, but like there's a vocal minority that's wanted Rocco. Oh, that's a run. Shoot, tie game.
Oh, that's a
Nice
hell
at,
of a throw.
nice at bat five for me though. There you go. Like what I don't have a good judge of is like it's a vocal minority that's wanted Rocco fired since 2019, which is like the year he took over. But he's a perfectly acceptable manager. But also
Yeah.
like I don't know. Like so it is kind of interesting to see someone outside of the division with like a hot take on Rocco because he's just an even keel guy. So then he said he was the Karen of managers. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like, let's dig into that.
All right, Vorland is coming in. What's your take on him?
I like Louis in the bullpen a lot, except once out of like every 20 pitches, it's like he'll pitch a softball right in the center. That's just begging for you to hit him. But he's been good. Like he can be a good setup man for the next couple of years. He also looks like a Louis, which doesn't mean anything to anyone watching this, but he's a Louis.
I'll have to see him when he comes up. I don't think I've seen a picture of him. Or not. I can't
He,
picture him in my mind.
he also looks like what's weird is like he has this weird like cockiness on the mound. So like when he throws the ball, he'll like take two or three steps towards the mount, like towards the batter every time. It's almost like it's just his habit. He's not intentionally doing this, but it's almost like this fight me. Come on, do it. Like fight me. Like he takes like these two steps towards the mound where you're just like, what are you doing? Are you showing off here? Like what are we doing? But I think Varland's future's in the bullpen, but he needs to get over leaving a ball directly center in the plate.
Yeah, that's not optimal.
Right.
I've liked Freddie Fermin from what I've seen. I think he's a good.
Fine.
He's a good. I don't know the word was thinking of. Whatever.
He's a catcher.
He's a catcher.
And the bar for a catcher is not
it's low. Offense. Yeah. The offensive bar is low, but he's done pretty good. 7 hits for the Royals compared to 2 hits for the Twins, 1 run each.
Yep. And I bet if you look at the Twins' expected batting average 137 versus 307. I'm like,
They got 2 hits in the first, and we're like, yeah, let's call it.
That's it. That's been this entire series, though. They just haven't. Yeah. I mean, this is good Louis Varland, but just dots a fastball on the corner. Doesn't have much for secondary pitches, but when you throw 98, 99, you don't need to in the bullpen.
Yeah. One of my favorite things is every time, whenever, especially when pitchers come out or players come out, they do something, and it focuses them in the bullpen on their iPads. I don't know why, but it amuses me greatly.
So just watch him when he pitches, because every time he takes 2 or 3 steps towards home plate. Well, that's about okay. That's all right. Well, you got to watch next time, but
okay, I'll keep an eye out for it.
Every time he blows into his hand every pitch. But yeah, he looks like Louis. That's the only way I can describe him.
I figured it out. Okay, so Aubert, he kind of looks like he's got the same haircut that Thor has in the first Thor movie. The short, with the tucked behind the ears, and it's the same length.
Well, hi, Sam.
Hello.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, buddy?
Not much. I had some stuff going on today, and I thought I was going to be able to join in time, but here I am.
Well, it doesn't help that I thought the game started at 2:30, and apparently 2:10 was first pitch.
Mm-hmm.
So you have not missed much, other than in the first inning. Oh my God, what's his face? Bubic gave up a double to Jeffers, and then he got hit in. That's been about it.
Yeah, the Royals just scored 1.
Yeah, I saw that there wasn't much action going on, so.
Which has been this series, right? There's been nothing in this series except for yesterday.
Sam, how'd you like being walked off twice in a row?
I think I might have better things to do than to watch the Royals. I think my calendar might be a little bit more flexible with the way things have been going with the Royals in the last few games. But I was talking to a guy I work with, and I think he said it pretty well, where he was kind of like, the dream that they are going to build on what they did last year, and that they're going to have a better season and a better result in the playoffs than they did last year, is kind of a little bit dead. I think that right now, from what I've been seeing in the last 2 weeks, or maybe week and a half ish, I'm just kind of hoping for to put together another winning season, to be honest.
Right.
But we'll see.
Well, do you think? And I was going to ask you this when we did the Royals only episode. The playoff the contention window, I feel like was opened early last year. I feel like this, if you would have set the time, if you would have asked Sam last year, you would have said, be better than the 60, than the 90 loss season, be close to 8 to 500 last year, and then next year would be the let's go. So I feel like their contention window opened up earlier than I think people thought.
Yeah, no, I would say so. I would say last year, the fact that they made the playoffs, that was kind of such an unexpected thing.
Yeah.
And I really think that this year would have been the year that they would have, typically would have been, the scheduled year for them to be good. But, you know, as I've said a couple times, success, especially in baseball, is not always a straight line
Yep.
or is not always,
Linear.
you win, because especially like I know in the NBA, it's kind of, you have your guys, and then one year you make it to round two, and then the next year you make it to the conference finals, and then the year
Yeah.
after that, But I don't know. We'll see. I've been pretty disappointed with the past 10 games.
Right. Well, I mean, I think they're
Um,
3-7 in the last 10.
yeah, something along those lines.
Yeah.
But I think what Dan said last week was pretty accurate of for a lot of these teams, it's pretty much the way you feel about them is how have they been doing the past week.
Yep.
Yeah.
But we will see what happens here. I'm just hoping for a non walk off win today or loss rather.
I said I want the Royals to win this one, but if they can get walked off, I want them to get walked off because it'd be funny.
Yeah,
My
well,
stance on it.
we're getting dangerously close to that being a possibility here.
Can we agree that the Twins had no business winning that game last night?
You know, it's just it's part of the thing that's making me so frustrated with the team is, you know, okay, you get your 4-4, or you're up 4-0.
Yep.
You give that up. Michael Walker's performance just
Yes.
completely changes on a dime. Then they leave him out there. He gives up another run. Now it's tie ball game. Then you have a couple opportunities, and you get to the point where Bobby Witt Jr. is standing on third base with one out, and you just can't do anything with it.
Yep.
And I think that's the biggest part that frustrates me is that you're in position to win the game, and then Salvador Perez looks at two balls that go right down the middle at 85 miles an hour, and then
Yep.
Michael Garcia bounces one, to the shortstop, and then you leave the bases loaded. So,
Yeah.
but
Nice pitch by Bubic, though, right there.
Yeah,
yeah,
I think the Tigers left the bases loaded way too many times in the first 3 games, and in today's game actually too, without doing.
Yeah, they just came through.
They just came through in that one inning, but but like in the first game, it was bottom of the 8th. The Guardians are up 3-0. The bases are loaded, no outs. We are gifted an opportunity to do something, and instead 3 strikeouts in a row. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
Noble Tiger. Oh, how I missed you. It's a lie.
Can you explain, like, what is the acronym for Noble Tiger? Because I don't know.
Okay, so the Noble Tiger is named after the Tigers. It was originated in the Tigers subreddit. It is no outs, bases loaded, team. Oh, I always forget this part. Okay.
But as a thing, because like you've said that a couple times in the Discord, and I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's the thing. It's no outs, bases loaded, ending with team incapable of getting easy run. That's what it is. But yeah, it was originated in the Tigers subreddit 6 years ago. Proposals calling a situation in which a team loads the bases without scoring a run a Noble Tiger in recognition of how proficient we are at it. So we were very good at Noble Tigers. So that's how the name originated.
Get down. Nope. Sam, how do you
It's
feel? I'm gonna
it's
go get
kind
a
of
beer.
like in the Agents of Shield when the one guy says, "Wow, someone really wanted our initials to spell out Shield."
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it basically is that. It was just created to have the word tiger in it because it was made by Tigers fans because the
Hmm.
Tigers kept doing it. Because this was 2018 or 2019. So when yeah, I was looking through the comments on it's on the Reddit post for it. My favorite Dan Dickerson catchphrase is "Tigers threaten but do not score."
of
So
course.
Hmm.
yeah,
So I'm gonna go get a beer here, but like just for the millions watching, am I wrong in thinking that the starting pitching for the Royals is great and the bullpen is kind of meh?
I would say the bullpen is good. I'd say that Urseg has had a couple of
Well,
bad
like yesterday,
outings
outstanding. Yeah.
in a row. But I would say the bullpen's pretty good. It's just the fact that they can't score a run
mhm.
would be a pretty significant weakness for a baseball team, in my opinion.
Yeah. I couldn't watch either of the previous two games, but I didn't know if it was the Royals bullpen malfunctioned or the Royals can't hit. More of a which
It's
one it was
yeah,
looking
I,
more.
I would say it's more of a can't hit, and it was more of especially yesterday. Michael Waka was cruising, and then all of a sudden just gave up 3 runs like that.
Yeah.
Um, and then they left him out there for the 6th inning, and that was the tying home run. So,
Yeah, the
but
Tigers bullpen the past few days has been not great. It's been rough. The
what are you
Tigers
gonna
fandom
do?
is melting apart. Yeah, it's good times. I hate Cleveland. I hate the Guardians. That's an interesting strike there. That looked inside to me. That was inside.
I say, as I've said many occasions, let the robots take over.
I'm good with ABS. I think I don't want robot strike zone entirely, but I want ABS because I like catcher framing, and I think if we got the robots in, catcher framing would become obsolete. But I like framing, so I get rid of the atrocious calls like that. We don't need. Let's get rid of the bad stuff.
Oh my God, Bart! Did Bobby Wood actually strike out?
Yes,
Wow.
it's a more common sight than you might think.
Not against the Twins, it isn't.
Struck out 4 times or 3 times yesterday, at least.
So I pointed this out to Lee, but the way Louis Varland, Minnesota born and bred, but every time he throws a pitch, it's his mannerism to take like 2 or 3 steps towards home plate, which seems really cocky, but I don't think that's his point.
oh, oh, got
Touched
that?
it back. Wow.
Dang.
That
A
shouldn't have been
good
that challenging.
a good first base play, which is different from the first game we watched.
Well, to be fair, Manzardo he did not get good throws.
He did not. No, they
So
were
Sam,
pretty
I don't
bad
know if
throws.
you watched the Cleveland Detroit game, but Manzardo got like 3 almost impossible throws. One where like the guy was coming down from the first baseline, got a throw from the first baseline, and like almost got his arm taken off.
Yeah, it was a good game finally. So otherwise, it would not.
It was a
I would
five to
like
nothing
I
game.
would
It
like
wasn't a good game at all.
It was
I would
good
like
for
to
me.
see
It was good.
MLB do the double bag
Yeah, I feel like
for
that's
first
got to be
base.
coming. I mean, this year alone, there's been so many incidents Like
You're a
Mhm.
professional. It's fine.
Cassis in the Red Sox, Arise had that really scary collision. I like the discrepancy. 2 hit for the Twins, 1 run. 7 hits for the Royals, 1 run.
Well, and the 2 hits were in the first inning for the Twins.
Yep.
It's
That's
nothing.
been the year for the Royals.
Lots
That's
of
been
hits,
the
can't
year.
do anything with them.
So other
Mhm.
than you have Castelli, oh my goodness, what's his name? AAA Castellano,
Taglione.
Caglione, Witt, Garcia, Caglione. What else is the future? Fermin seems fine for a catcher.
Fermin seems fine, but he's not a young guy. He's like a he's
Oh, really?
I think he's 30.
No kidding. All right.
Yeah, he was yeah, he was born in he's 30 years old. He came up in 22, had a handful of games in 22. He was a 28-year-old rookie in
Yep.
2023. So, um I think he'll be around for a little while just because he's been, somewhat productive.
Right.
They have a very deep group of catchers in the minor leagues. They drafted a catcher, I think, with like their number 2 or 3 pick, whatever pick they had in the first round in 23. I believe they drafted a catcher. So they've got some guys. They've got some guys at the catcher position um, who are kind of developing right now. But
Right.
I I think I think Waters has shown that he's a decent
Yeah.
player this year, so he's probably going to be around a little while. But I don't. Yeah, it's a it's a good question determining who's going to be around and who's not in the next 2 3 years. Oh boy, Saturday is Faith Day.
Okay. Is that? Are you watching the Royals broadcast? Or
I'm
the,
watching the
assuming.
Royals broadcast. It's Faith Day. There used to be like Faith and Family Night every year
Sure.
where the former GM Dayton Moore would hawk his terrible book. He is a big
Oh,
Jesus guy.
The Tigers had one. It was like a pre-game thing though, but it was also the day they gave out the Scooble bobblehead. So I think one of those things trumps the other by far,
Mm,
and it's the Scooble
yeah,
bobblehead.
yeah. I will say, I think one of the things, and when we get into the proper episode this week, one of the things that I appreciate about JJ, the new Royals GM, is that he does seem
yep.
a lot more willing to just cut loose with guys.
Sure.
Where someone posted a comment on Reddit where they were basically saying with Hunter Renfro, if Dayton Moore were still the GM, he would continue to trot Hunter Renfro out there because of heart, character, clubhouse, plays the game the
Definitely.
right way, respect his family, stuff like that. And so I'm glad that
Fun.
that element that sort of thinking has kind of become a thing of the past for the Royals.
Okay.
So
I did put this in our notes for like the number one bullet point for the news to start off next recording is Renfro being DFA'd because I figured you would have
mhm.
like a parade and like sparklers.
Yeah. I was, you know what, my buddy, uh, same guy who I was talking about earlier, sent me a meme earlier that day where it was the transactions page. It was a fake transaction that the Royals had made, and it said, uh, Jack Caglione called up from AAA, and then said Hunter Renfro, and then under it it said sent to hell. Uh, and and so he sent that to me earlier that day, And then I think it was maybe like an hour later it happened that
That's
uh,
funny.
that Renfro was
So
DFA'd.
Hunter Renfro was sent to Colorado. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, yeah. Someone said he's a strong contender to be a member of the Savannah Bananas.
Yeah. Funny.
That's
I
how
just saw
bad he's
Hosmer was a
been.
part of like Bananas game the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
So I saw there was Kenta Maeda made his debut with the Cubs organization in AAA. It was like he gave up like I don't know, it was not a good stat line. 3.1 innings, a bunch of hits, 5 earned runs. I said
Yeah.
he really settled in after the first inning. All 5 runs were in the first inning. And I'm like, yep, uh, he's washed. So
Yep. I think he's done.
yeah, I'm just so glad we didn't hold on to him longer than necessary because my God, it needed. Right? But
Yeah,
so not for
true.
nothing, another big piece of news is Andrew Vaughn shot down to AAA.
I saw that.
Yeah,
I'll say that's the
that's
second
exciting.
piece of news. Not to give up the entire episode, but point A is Royals. Point 2 is Chicago.
Yeah, that's fun and exciting.
I did see the Chicago had their City Connect jersey debut, and they don't great. I don't like them.
No, I mean red and black is a good color combo, but they just look ugly. They're just the Bulls
Not that way.
jerseys.
Sam nailed
Yeah.
it during the episode. It's the giveaway jersey.
Yeah, Bulls night at Rates is
Yep.
what it is.
I'm pretty sure the Tigers have done a Red Wings giveaway just like that, where it was like a Red Wings Tigers jersey combo type thing. I forget exactly what it was, but like, I mean, they're both owned by Illich, so it's really easy to do. But like, that's like, yeah, it's that's what it is basically.
So just because we were talking about the rotation and like maybe the Royals contention window is, I feel like the Royals contention window to me really hasn't opened because they have Bobby Witt for the next eternity. I know he has opt outs, but like Bubich, Reagans both have what 3 years of team control.
Yeah.
Like they have a good like starting piece.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. The pieces are in place. It's just about, you got to get your you know, you got to get your auxiliary
Right.
pieces in place.
How do you feel about the Royals like draft and development? And I know it's a new front office and like that needs to be proved, but confident, not confident?
Um, that's a great question. I would say I'm mildly I'm I feel better about it now than I did even like 2, 3 years ago.
Sure.
Um, I think that they are just in general doing a little bit better with that, but it also could just be a results oriented thinking with
Sure.
Bobby being as good as he's been and Caglione is on the rise and other guys. So
When did they get the new GM? When was that?
the Royals got a new GM. I want to say it was
Three years ago?
it was weird because they made like Dayton Moore was like he was the GM and then he like quote unquote stepped down but still remained a part of the organization and was given like some bullshit title and
Uh,
then um JJ Piccolo became the general manager. um JJ Piccolo became the general manager and he was kind of not really the general manager or wasn't really thought of as the general manager. Let's see. Okay, so Dayton Moore was fired in September of 2022.
Okay.
So that's really when JJ became the GM. But yeah, he I think last year did not win Executive of the Year, which I was just baffled by. I can't remember who it was, but he
Let's look that up.
I have more confidence in him than I do / did in Dayton Moore.
But like, is that damning against Dayton Moore?
Oh, it
Like,
went
was that
to
bar
Matt.
below ground?
I would see the fact that again the Royals improved by 30 games last year
Right,
does a lot of heavy lifting.
right.
Yeah. It went to Matt Arnold from the Brewers, by the way.
Yes.
Oh. Which Brewers have not looked great.
Yeah.
No, they have not.
Oh, I want to check. Let's see. Because yesterday, for a brief few hours, the White Sox were not the worst team in the American League. All right, they're currently winning over the Rangers, and the Orioles are also winning, which sucks. I just want
Which sucks.
I want
does
the
suck.
White Sox to be above the Orioles for a little bit because I think that'd be funny.
I can't believe how bad the Orioles have been.
They're
That's got to be.
It's weird. And all like the young hitters haven't done anything, but like their pitching is atrocious. I mean, granted, when you substitute Corbin Burns for Kyle Gibson, not a
Mhm.
great sign. But yeah, I agree.
It's baffling.
Yeah, I also
They
think
can't
like,
hit. Like,
there's an alternative history where there's an Rocco Baldelli and Brandon Hyde choices.
Mm.
I don't even think it's that far fetched. Like Rocco, I think was very close to being fired if they would have bet if the Twins didn't go on 13 winning streak.
If they had stayed at the same winning percentage, I would be surprised if they
I
hadn't
agree.
fired him.
I
Because like there's no way they should have been losing that many games.
Every time I hear the name Rocco Baldelli, all I can think of is Rocco's Modern Life.
They're reviewing
I
the call.
love Rocco.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that because I mean, Sam, like you and the references, like you speak to Dan about Top Gear, which I had a roommate who was addicted to Top Gear, so I kind of got it, but like kind of didn't. But then the Rocco, like, god damn it, I grew up with Rocco's Modern Life.
Ooh, that's really close.
I'm a man of many references. I can speak to boomers and zoomers. I can yeah.
Well, you didn't get my Lord of the Flies reference, so there's
What was that meant to be?
Okay, so
she explained this, but go ahead.
Yeah, I'll do it again. There's these two characters, two of the boys. They're I don't know if they're twins, but they're brothers for sure. Named Sam and Eric, and by the time the book ends, they're known as one character, Sam and Eric.
Yes.
I mean,
I remember.
Not for nothing. Like if we're not that far off. Both red beards, both like
Yeah.
I'm one base.
Well, it's been a long time since I read that book in 10th grade. So, and also read, quote unquote.
Read.
So
I think most of the books that I read in high school for English class, I read the Spark Notes for, because I did not have enough time to read through those things. I was busy. I didn't have time to read through them and take all the. I had to do all these Cornell notes and shit for the book. Oh, it was unbearable.
Right.
Yeah, because we had to do.
Like, I grew up in a time before the internet could tell me exactly what the Cliff Notes were.
It was for my 10th, 11th grade teacher.
In my day, we didn't have artificial intelligence to write our book reports for us.
You keep cutting it a little bit in and out, and your screen's all fuzzy. Eric, that's
okay. I can now. So go ahead.
Okay, yeah. My 10th and 11th grade teacher, we would have to write out by hand quotations from the book and then like our notes on it and stuff like that. But like, do you know, especially when these are books from like the early 1920s or stuff like that, when every quote is like 50,000 pages long, and it's annoying to write that out by hand. It's like, I had shit to do, man. I can't sit here and spend 3 hours writing notes. It was, yeah, not a fan
No,
of
I get
English
it.
class.
I also like, so I read a lot. If not, like my background is an absolute fallacy, which we can still debate. I have, what is it on Goodreads? Uh, 350 books, and I've read all of these. I have read minus like 50 books. And like, if you tell me to read a chapter of a book, I won't. But if I do it on myself by myself,
Hmm.
I'll read the entire book. And like Lord of the Flies was like that perfect like mix of I don't want to read this because you told me to read this.
Yeah, it was a decent book. I thought it was weird.
I
I
mean,
It was
it was,
Are
one.
either of you guys fans of Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Yeah, I've watched that.
Have you ever heard of? There's a series called Chronicles of the Avatar.
No, I haven't heard of that.
It's a series of books. It's about the the avatars before Aang.
Oh,
They're really good. I've been re-listening to them recently, and they are quite fun to read. So it's very much like aimed at like they're branded as like young adult novels, but they're clearly like aimed at people who grew up with Avatar as like, who are now like in their 20s.
sure.
Because they are like a lot more violent and a lot more you know a lot less Nickelodeon friendly than you would think, but they're yeah, that's something I've been rereading recently.
I asked
yeah.
Lee this, but are you a big reader or no?
I would say I read more than the average person.
Okay.
My mom and my sister-in-law are both librarians, so I would say uh I would say I read more than the average person, but not as much as,
Yeah.
obviously my mom.
All
But I
right.
also feel like reading as like a recreational activity is really not something that people do anymore.
Yeah.
I'm trying to read more like fiction stuff and
Those
do that more.
just time out. Can we agree that last pitch by Cole Sands to Biggio was an absolute meatball?
That was,
It
I don't know
was.
how he
If that was a better
swung and
hitter,
missed
that was
that.
a fucking crushed ball.
Yeah, that
Mhm.
should have been 400 feet out of here.
And that
Yes,
was
that was a
another one.
terrible
Yeah.
pitch.
And guys like Biggio, his continued presence is just baffling to me.
Does it
He's a
matter that
per
his dad
he's
is Craig? That doesn't
I
matter to
I
you?
think that's probably part of it. I think that's
Plus,
probably the only
I don't
reason like
think you're
he's
wrong,
still
which is
around.
really sad.
sorry, his
I
first
think
name is
that's
Cavan. Cavan.
Kevin Biggio.
Kevin.
That's a name. I don't know if
Yeah.
that even is a name. That's a fake name.
He got lumped in. I think he kind of just got lumped in with that whole
I
group
mean,
of
it's
Oh,
former
nice.
sons of Major League All-Stars.
Oh, yep. With the Blue Jays, that was a nice play by
Yeah,
Correa.
because it
yeah.
it was it was Kevin Biggio, Bo Bichette,
Guerrero.
and
Yep.
obviously Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Wow, that was
Can I?
quite the error.
That's not an error
That's
though.
not an error.
That would have been a really nice play if. Yeah, that's just a good call by the umpire. If anything,
Maybe if Ty France was 4 inches taller.
that's about it.
That was a good call by the ump there. I thought he was
It
out for
was
sure.
like I would have called him out. I mean, if that was an on target throw, he was out by 1.5 feet.
Yeah. Dang.
But
Good piece of running there, though.
just on that same thought, like
Good
when
piece of running.
holy okay, Blanco wants like what is that chin guard? There's like no visibility.
I haven't noticed that. this
Oh,
year.
he's
He's only
Yeah,
he's only
Yeah, that's a-
been
that was a choice.
Oh,
he's
he had
started
that
the year.
stolen. He had such a good lead on that.
Dang.
I thought he would have been safe by, I mean,
Oh, out by like an inch, maybe 2. Heck of a throw.
attaboy Jeffers. Like, he had that stolen, no?
Oh, did
That
that hit
was
the
a great
ground?
throw.
Oh, and hey, all right. Look at the Twins defense showing up.
Are you ready to get walked off?
Let's do it.
I'm fully prepared.
Dang. Nice catch.
Not for nothing. Trevor Larnach isn't a garbage right fielder, but like he's just above it. Like he's competent. Seriously, that throw by Jeffers though, tell me if I'm wrong. That base was stolen, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. Off the jump, I thought for sure he was out, but then looking
Oh,
at
I
it,
did too.
oh,
Like I thought he had a good 3 steps before the pitcher even threw the ball. God, that was a nice play. But we'll see. This is a much better game than Detroit, which
no, it wasn't. You got to witness history. It was the best Maddox ever thrown.
history is in quotes there. Yes, it was a very nice game, and it was Scooble's first like complete game.
Maddox with the most amount of strikeouts. That's something. So that is historical.
That is something. I also like 50 years from now, somebody be like, you know what? Did Terry Scooble ever throw a complete game? He's gonna have to come to that stream.
Pitchers only go for 5 innings nowadays. 50 years from now.
Okay, Burt Bly11. Okay.
No, I don't think that'll be the case. Yeah, that was a hell of a pitching bat from Scooble there. It was awesome.
That was all right. Cole Sands, he did it. Not that I'm going to put you guys on the spot, but I can. So, Sam, best player, Royals history.
The best player in Royals history would obviously be George Brett. I don't think there's a lot of question about that.
Better than Bo?
Yeah. Look at Bo.
I mean, total. I mean, like maybe I should say like peak.
I would still say George Brett. Look at Bo Jackson's baseball reference page. Sometime.
It's not great.
It's not. It's not what you think it's gonna be. Yeah. So I would go with George would be the best Royals player of all time, and then I think Frank White has kind of. I don't want to say a fall from grace, but his view in the image of fans has kind of taken a hit in the last couple years because he is now the Jackson County executive, Jackson County commissioner, something like that, something along those lines. And he's been kind of seen as a villain in the whole stadium battle.
I mean, it's got to be Ty Cobb. Like, Ty Cobb.
I don't know. Historically, based off WAR, yes, but stick Ty Cobb. I don't know.
I mean, it's hard. It's hard to say. You can see that for anyone. Like, maybe Al Kaline, or like you can even throw Hank Greenberg in there if he didn't have to, but he didn't play as much. And you missed.
I would say Greenberg. I think Miggy has a hell of a chance. Alan Trammell,
I don't think Miggy would. Unfortunately, he's one of the best. His defense wasn't great. He didn't play in Detroit as long. So he played in Detroit.
He played in Detroit for a million years.
Ty Cobb played there way longer. Ty Cobb had
Okay,
there
but
for
back
20 years.
when like no one, including anyone that was blind, like anyone with a skin tone, I get what you're saying, but I think Miggy is much closer to top 3 than, and much closer to top 1 than Ty Cobb.
Oh, there
And-
you go again, Eric, bringing up race.
Can I tell? So I know.
or I would say Hank. Not Hank, I'd say Al Kaline because that's
Okay, fair.
Mr. Tiger. Like Al Kaline is the guy. Like Ty Cobb, if you want to argue, oh, it's just because of the times and it's different. But like, I mean, look at his baseball reference page; it's filled with bold italics. He was very good, but like, I mean, Al Kaline is also the guy. So I don't think it's Miggy. Unfortunately, he just had like so many years where he just was a negative WAR player. He just wasn't good for the last few years, which sucks. And he was only a hitter, whereas Al Kaline was and Ty Cobb were also good in the defense. So,
Yeah, I guess I didn't
but
realize
Miggy is
how
like
long...
Miggy is top 3 in terms of just hitters. If you want to put that,
I guess I
overall
didn't
player.
realize how long Miguel Cabrera was on the decline.
Yeah, that's the thing. He really,
Just
yeah.
looking at his baseball reference page, he didn't crack one WAR after 2016.
Yeah, if you want to say like at their peak, Miguel Cabrera's peak was the best player in Tigers history. Yes, I would agree with that. But like overall career, no. If you wanna argue that, I will say that. How about that? Does that make you happy now?
Much better.
Yeah.
Well, and also George Brett has one of those records that will likely never be matched, which is 3 batting titles in 3 different decades.
Oh, that's
Pretty
fun.
Yeah.
Do you want a fun stat? The Tigers are the first franchise to have 5 different players with a Triple Crown. They've had
Almost like they've been around for a really long time and Triple Crowns don't happen anymore.
No, they've had 3 in the past 15 years. Okay.
So one was Maggie. Who were the other 2?
Skubal got one his last year. Ty Cobb got one originally. Verlander got one in 2011, and then I always forget the 5th one. But
Pitching Triple Crowns are a little bit different. Those are still a thing.
Those actually matter.
Well, not that they actually matter, but that's like saying, I don't know. It's like saying you have a lot of
Hal Newhouser. He's the other Tigers pitcher to get a Triple Crown.
I have never heard of that person in my life.
Nope.
He is one of the Tigers' top players in history. He played in the 30s, 40s, and a little bit in the 50s. Well, 39 through 55. He was 6-time All-Star, 2-time MVP, 2-time ERA title, Major League Player of the Year.
So not that this matters to anyone. If anyone wants, because we've been talking about Ty Cobb, what is it? Charles Learson had a really good book on Ty Cobb, which
I was gonna say we paid zero attention to the bottom of the 9th inning there.
Which, by the way, this is a really good game. By the way, this is 1-0. It's going into extras, but yes. But as anyone who is very proud of his, who looks at his red books as an achievement, pretty happy with what I have. But yeah, that was a really good book.
Yeah. Tigers have had 5 Triple Crowns. That's pretty cool. Only franchise to do so. Mm-hmm. 3 of which came this century. So, can't just say it's a thing of the past. No.
Close enough. Oh, all right. So Sam, how you feeling going into? So who do we have going up at the plate here?
We're gonna have Michael Massey at the plate. So pretty good chance. Things are looking pretty good for the home team here.
I like Massey.
Huh?
I like Massey though. Like
I mean,
he's fine.
he had a decent year last year. Only played didn't play the whole year, but he's just been he needs to be he needs to go he needs to go see what the weather's like in Omaha this time of year.
Is that the thing for everyone? Because I know Tigers fans, we always say they need to learn Toledoese. Is that the thing for everyone?
No, that was just that's just something that was just something I came up with, but I think he's got some options remaining. So I would like to see, and again, with someone like him, he's a younger player. I think he's like 27,
Right.
but being patient with him makes a lot more sense than being patient with someone who's on the wrong side of 30.
Right.
Oh, throwing 100 there casually, fouling that off. That's nice.
Well, it's weird. It's not. Ron used to throw like 104,
Oh
and
wow.
last year it just left him. There's no like real reason. He
Now,
just
is
stopped
there
throwing
a
104.
is there a discernible difference between throwing 100 and throwing 104?
Yes.
I'm not a baseball player, so I don't know, but I just
I think
if the
the
ball's coming
actual
at you,
difference I think it's for every mile an hour it's 10 points of batting average less is the actual
mm,
like from 104 to 100 is 30 points of batting out of OPS. But yes, I understand what you're saying, but luckily for Duran, he has a good curveball that hits like 85, which is weird, and then he has a good off-spring pitch.
Maybe
But
Massey
he,
should have just let that one hit him there. Could
right, about to say,
gotten on
turn the
base.
knee on that one.
He didn't
I don't
have to
think
move
you're
his foot
wrong.
out of the way. He could have just been like, "Oh no, it hit me." Got on base.
What scares me about Duran, he throws so hard that anyone that just hits the barrel can hit it out.
Ooh, that was a nice throw.
There you go. That's a splinker.
Splinker.
Yeah, it's a cute name, right? Like
Splink.
splitter, sinker.
Yeah.
And also, not for nothing, 97 is plenty of, I guess, like a splitter as a fastball, but 97 is plenty of fastball, and that's his off speed pitch. There's the curveball. He has also been developing a splitter or a sweeper, which is weird because you would think someone who throws 101 doesn't need another pitch.
yeah.
All right, 2 outs.
So, Sam, first 2 games, the first game was a coin toss.
Hmm.
I think if you play the second game 10 times, the Royals win 8 of them. How you feeling?
I'm feeling like I'm feeling like I'm gonna see a team lose on a walk-off win for the third game in a row. That's how I'm feeling. Feeling
Baseball's a
like
weird game.
I feel like I'm watching an episode of a sitcom, and I'm like, ah, yes, I've seen this episode before. Or like I'm watching an episode of a sitcom that I haven't seen before, but I just know the characters so well at this point where I'm just like,
You know
yeah,
the
this is
tropes.
at the end of this episode, Joey and Chandler are going to, end up having to blah blah blah.
Oh, wait a minute.
Ooh.
Safe.
There you go.
I'm like a pitch behind, but I see it on the thing that it says there was a run scored, so
Oh yeah, in the first game, the game day was like 3 or 4 pitches ahead of our streams. It was kind of annoying. Eric, you're muted. Or you're not. Yeah.
That's really. I hate that. I must
There
have
we go.
just hit my mic by mistake. I mean, I'm just gonna pause for like 30 seconds just so Sam and I can kind of be in sync. But yeah, oh, that's basic single. I don't know.
All right, making it interesting. Let's see.
Mhm.
Who's up? Who's up for the Twins?
Let me look here. Who was
I think the last one was Correa.
Ty France? So you're looking at it's gonna be 5 through 7. So I don't even know what's their lineup today. It's not great. Lewis, Bride, Bader.
All right.
But also, it's Bobby Witt, so this could also be a 4-1 game here pretty quick. So Sam, just because I feel like the Royals overachieved last year.
Mm-hmm.
For next year, what are they missing other than offense? Like, obviously, they can sign, or even going into that, if they sign an offensive player, who should they sign? What position?
I mean, it's often said that the starting pitching is the currency of MLB. My dad once said that outfielders are the wooden nickel of MLB. So I would say probably, an outfielder who can put up a 700 OPS. You can get that. You can find that.
Yep.
Like you can get that somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. I would say I would have to look at what the free agent class next year is.
That's almost independent, though, isn't it? That's almost independent, though, isn't it? If you had to pick, the perfect player to add to the Royals, who are you looking for? Like a corner outfielder with power, someone who draws a lot of walks, someone who hits for average.
I'd say so.
What do you think?
I'd say you need a corner outfielder with some power, and probably another guy who can get on base at a high level at the bottom of the lineup. But sure, it's with the Royals this year. I think getting India was kind of a piece of the puzzle, but they needed more. And especially having 36-year-old Mark Canha being one of your best options is not,
fair.
That's not what you're looking for.
That's fair. I will be right back.
Oh. I will also be right back.
Oh, okay. You're all just leaving me.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know if anyone is watching, but hello. I have no way to access.
I'm going to guess no.
Yeah, that was going to be my bold assumption. All right, Taylor Clark. I have no idea who this guy is. All right. What can you tell me about Taylor Clark here?
He's been up and down with the Royals for the last couple years. I think he was the replacement for Stratton when Stratton got DFA'd. He's been all right. He's been he's been in the league since 2019. I didn't know that. He came up this year. He has yet to allow a run across 7 1/3 innings.
Oh, nice.
So he's a decent
Who is
option
it?
out of the pen.
I mean, not for nothing. I feel like the Twins are playing for house money on this
Mhm.
game. They've already won the series. That's all I can really ask for. But sure would be nice with the sweep. Especially with like story
Oh
of
no,
the year,
it's Cody
Clemens.
Clemens.
I also like it's a small factor, but Roger Clemens' 3 sons all
Yeah,
start with a
because
K.
he's a egotistical guy. He wants the strikeouts.
Roger Clemens?
I know,
How dare
bold claim.
you. Bold claim there.
One of my favorites home run. It's I don't know if you've seen it in 2003 World Series, Miguel Cabrera versus Roger Clemens. That was really cool. Clemens throws like an inside fastball, and then Miggy takes him deep. It was great because it was
That was when he was
yeah.
a Marlin, correct?
That was because it was the story was the 41-year-old Roger Clemens versus 20-year-old Miguel Cabrera rookie. So that was
That's right.
that's
Yeah,
when
that's right.
Miggy was the young one.
It was kind of funny. The Cody, I think he understands like why he has a major league career. One, you can't be Cody Clemens, be 28 years old, and be a journeyman without being like a nice dude. But he had his dad send like one of his all-star gloves to the clubhouse, so like players were like trying it out, which is really cool. Like use that
Yeah,
resource if you
that's
got
fair.
it.
He's 28 though? I didn't realize he was 28.
28,
Wow.
29,
I
yeah.
thought he was like 26. Yeah, because he was originally a Tiger prospect. He was never really good. Oh, he almost. Oh, I thought that one was out. But no, just foul.
I mean, the way he's been playing.
But he
like,
barreled it too. That was. He was just in front of it.
I mean, he's one of those players like, am I going to rely on him in June? Probably
right
not.
now.
But like, he's done what he's done. You can't take it away from him.
Yeah.
Good for him.
The best player to use in a pinch hit situation is the player who is hot right now, not the player who was hot 2 months ago.
Yeah. And he draws a walk, which means nothing in extras, but.
Puts
Who is Clark? I haven't heard of this guy. Sam, who is he?
Taylor Clark. He has yet to give up a run in 7 innings of work this year.
Well, that's a jinx.
He's been up and down with the Royals over the past couple of years. I didn't realize this, but he made his debut in 2019, so he's been around longer than Not with the Royals, but just in general, he's been around for a while.
Was showing the highlights from yesterday.
Amazing to think that 2019 was 3 years or 6-3
Yeah, I was about to say,
years
not
ago.
three.
No.
Not three.
Yeah, that trips me up because 2019 is the year I graduated high school. So that was 6 years ago.
God, you're so young. Stop it.
I graduated high school in 2016.
Well, screw both of you. 2007. God damn it. I'm still young.
All right, Brooks Lee. Did he hit the walk off yesterday? The
Yes.
single? Yeah. Okay.
Which, seeing I single, just bled into the outfield.
Ooh, if that had been on target, he could have been picked off there.
I didn't see it. Twins broadcast didn't do a good job of showing it.
Ooh.
God dang it, Lee. I think you're like 10 seconds ahead of us.
Sorry,
So.
I'll pause it.
Mhm.
Like, oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. I see the bobble now.
So,
Even Bader has the ill face on it, though. Ooh, got it. There you go.
All right, I'm on pausing.
Boy, that's
now.
a big stolen base.
I didn't realize how far ahead I was of you. I thought I paused it.
Yeah. Bader stole the base, so now the winning run is on second. So a single is a real big deal here. I mean, he had it stolen, but like Bader looked at home plate for a real long time. Oh, I'm so nervous right now. Oh, come on, Brooks.
I'm very mildly nervous.
He's been resigned to his fate for the past 5 innings. So
Okay. Well,
I don't know. Is that the foul ball? Oh my God. All right, come on, Brooks.
nope. There you go.
Oh, nope. That's it?
Yep.
All
That's
right.
it.
9 hits for 2 runs.
Well, not much of a game,
No.
but that's all right. That was the entire series, though, wasn't it? Like, not to do a recap, but
Yeah, that was very emblematic of what we saw for this fine, rainy, cold Memorial Day weekend.
yeah, there just wasn't anything. Like, I feel like the team that won 2 games could have easily won all 3.
Yeah.
Including yesterday. Like, the first game was a complete toss-up, but I don't know. It was just a blah series. So I'm glad the Twins won it, but meh.
Very mild.
Yeah. Well,
But
I'll take the Royals not getting swept, and I'll take them, kind of holding some ground still in the season series. So
I mean, not for nothing. Like when Ober was the scheduled pitcher, were you a little bit like drooling or no?
the Royals have made every pitcher look like an ace this year, and I think the whole Ober thing, his last 3 starts against the Royals have all been pretty good. So I think that might be a non factor.
Right.
But you know,
But still, you're still
still something.
Do you feel like the Royals are destined for fourth, or how are you feeling?
I think I think that they'll be somewhere in the. It's tough to say. I think the Royals, the Twins, and the Guardians. You could tell me any one of them will finish second. You could tell me any one of them will finish fourth, and I
Right.
would believe you. I think that they will. I'm sure at some point they'll go on a run where they, win a bunch of games, and I'm feeling great about the Royals. But I would say, yeah, somewhere. I'll pencil them in for third place in the division right now.
Who do you
Sure.
think ends up in fourth then?
Mm,
I mean, that's Twins or Guardians.
yeah, I would say, probably the Twins because they're gonna have another collapse this year.
Yeah. Same page.
Is that because I said that they were a step above everyone in the division? Is this a me problem? Is that what happened? Did I jinx them?
No, I think this division is kind of a crapshoot this year.
Yeah, just because it's
Where
Right.
better than last year, where it was a crapshoot because someone's got to win it. But this year it's because left the competition.
hmm yeah, I think any one of the four teams could, you know, any one of the four teams the rest of the way could roll a nat 20, and any one of these four teams could have a critical failure. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
For where are the standings at right now? Because I think Tigers are up by 4 games now.
yes,
Let's see.
mhm.
Yeah.
I mean
So
it's Guardians and Twins are even, and then it's
Kansas City 1 game
Kansas City
below
White
them.
Sox. So one last question before we cut off the air, Lee. Name one position they need to improve on to be a World Series contender, and then Sam will ask you like what makes them like a division contender.
Ooh. So I would say it's kind of I have there's 2 big holes. I think we need one more right-handed batter, and we need like that guy in the bullpen. Because we have lots of pieces in the bullpen, but we don't have a Cade Smith,
Who
right?
is
We don't.
that guy? Who in the lineup though? Who is that? What position? And who's that like?
I'm gonna say I have to go with third because right now we're playing third by committee, right? It worked out pretty good for us, but we're playing third.
Okay.
It's going to be Veerling's probably going to play a good amount of third. He's been playing a bit more outfield, but it's McKinstry and Ibanez at third a lot. And McKinstry is a good bat, but he's a utility guy. He's not really in. He's not and he's been good so far this season, but like his the way his career is running out, it's probably not going to stay like this the entire season. And he's not as much of a power hitter as I think we need a little more of a power bat. And Ibanez can really only hit lefties, so it's got to be a third baseman. So we have position players for every other spot, but third base is kind of whoever the other utility guy that the spot has been filled in. Because we've had Javi play
So
third, we've had McKinstry play third.
Ibanez is what right-handed or left-handed?
He's a right-handed guy, but
So a platoon corner infielder
yeah. We need
as
a
well.
better bat to replace Ibanez. Basically, we need. I mean, that kind of sucks to say because Ibanez is kind of he's cemented himself in Detroit lore now. But I mean, he really is only good against lefties, and he's not that good. He's a
Which is
he's a good
fine.
defender. Yeah, but it's not going to be enough for the whole season. We need an extra bat. We need a right-handed because we have a lot of good lefties, but right now our right-handed batters there's mostly Torres and Torkelson. Our lefties we have a lot. We got Green, we got McKinstry, we got Carpenter, but righties, yeah. I think there's a righty, and he's been good, but he's still a catcher, right? He's still not gonna be hitting that much. but
Sure.
we need another righty.
Sure. Sam, what does Kansas City need the most? And I know it's a hitter.
Jack Caglione.
Other than Jack Caglione, I understand. We dream on rookies, but give me a position and give me a type. A thumper, a speedster, defensive guy.
I would say someone who can be a warm body in the outfield, who is not super old, who can be a professional hitter.
Your standards are. I don't know if we'll be able to find a guy who checks all those boxes. You're putting up high standards.
A slightly above replacement level bat who can play the outfield is what they need.
Well, that's easy.
Yeah. That's pretty and should be easy to find. So
that's exactly what Cody Clemens 3 weeks ago.
Let's find some guys.
Fair enough. Well, the Twins need a decent first baseman. Ty France has been fine. A 700 OPS first baseman isn't cutting it, so he's fine. It was a minor league deal, but that's what I'll stick with. But anyway, thank you for whoever the hell watches this today or in the future. This was kind of an experiment today. We watched 2 games. Hopefully it was entertaining. Maybe we'll do this again before September, but